Memphis, Tennessee is now the latest city where President Trump plans to deploy the National Guard. This is part of his so-called effort to crack down on crime. Here's what he said yesterday on Fox News.
We're going to Memphis. Memphis is
that's the next city.
Deeply troubled. And the mayor is happy. He's a Democrat mayor. The mayor is happy. And the governor, Tennessee, the governor is happy. Deeply troubled with National Guard and anybody else we need. And by the way, we'll bring in the military, too, if we need it.
And last hour, Memphis Mayor Paul Young had this to say about the president's plans.
The National Guard was something that we just found out about. It's not something that I believe is going to help reduce crime in our city. I think that the way to reduce crime is to invest in the things that are going to intervene and prevent crime in the first place, and help us identify the small number of people that are wreaking the most havoc in our community.
Joining us now, Lee Harris, mayor of Shelby County, Tennessee's largest county, both in population and geographic area. Its county seat is the city of Memphis. Mayor, I am a fellow Mid-Southerner and love Memphis and have spent a lot of time there. We both know that crime has been a problem and there's a shortage of corrections officers at your Shelby County jails, sheriff's office, and the Memphis Police Department has struggled with recruitment. Is there any way that the National Guard can be utilized to address these staffing shortages in the short term?
No, not at all. And thanks for having me. I think that the problem is that we would sacrifice too much to allow military personnel to come into our cities, to come into the state of Tennessee. We'd be the first state in the South to have military personnel patrol our streets. And so I think that undermines all of our American traditions and norms, and it also undermines our freedoms. And so, no, we don't need the National Guard in town. And I'm more troubled, deeply troubled, in fact, by the clip you just showed, which said that not only would they send the National Guard in, but I think Trump said the military or anything else that he needs. And so if that's not a blanket threat to all the things that we hold dear, I don't know what is. And so, no, we don't need the war machine in Memphis and Shelby County, not at all. Obviously, we need partnership, but partnership can come in other forms. But this is not it.
Mayor Harris, it's good to see you. I spent some time with you when I covered the Tyre Nichols case, and so I know how much heartbreak your city has and county have been through in recent years. Can you talk to us a bit about what it will be like for residents to actually see and experience this? And what kind of tensions could boil over for a city that has already been through so much, where trust and repair and tensions over policing have been such a challenge already without the intervention of this president? What are you concerned could transpire because of this move?
Well, I think that's a great point. And so what happens if you send military personnel, armored vehicles, and individuals carrying semi-automatic weapons into an American city? Well, it's going to have the effect that we can all anticipate. There's going to be widespread fear and paralysis. There are a lot of folks that are going to stay home because they're fearful of being caught up in a dragnet. That's particularly true of our community, the most diverse in Tennessee. And so we have a substantial Latino population. And so whether you're in America legal or not, you will be afraid of being targeted. You'll be afraid of your due process rights being violated because there'll be personnel on your streets who may not have the right kinds of training. At the same time, it'll change the tone and caliber of what it means to, live in Tennessee and live in a free country, because you'll probably have to pass through checkpoints to move from place to place. And so it's going to create a lot of tension, a lot of fear. Obviously, it's going to immobilize people. Our businesses are going to close down. Churches are not going to hold services. At least Latino churches are not going to hold services. It has vast ramifications, and they're going to be permanent and last and last a long time. So I'd ask anyone that's in the decision-making chain to please reconsider, and let's make America great again. Let's go back to the America where there were freedoms intact. People could travel where they want to travel, and they didn't have to fear interacting with a war machine in their homes.
Can I ask you, Mr. Mayor, about the political dynamics here? Because Tennessee would be the first state in which the National Guard is being deployed with a Republican governor. Obviously, it has been met with opposition in states like California. D.C., completely different legal status, and so was unable to really push back against the administration. It seems that the governor of Tennessee, Bill Lee, is talking about this with, I guess, with a sense of welcomeness to the fact that this decision is coming. I'm just curious to get your thoughts on it, how the governor is reacting to this, and what you make of the fact that this is the National Guard being deployed in a red state, but in a specifically blue city within that red state with the embrace of the governor.
Well, I think that no one wants this on their legacy. Anyone in decision-making authority shouldn't want to be the first state in the South to see the National Guard descend and occupy a community. No one wants to be, even from the governor's perspective, I would think he wouldn't want to be the first Republican governor in the country to have his state occupied by military personnel. So I'm not sure why there is cooperation on some of these points. But to your point about the legality, this still feels like this is at the order of Donald Trump. You showed a clip of Donald Trump order that military personnel, National Guard, or whatever's needed to send upon Memphis. That's coming from a federal official who just about a week ago or so had a court case decided against him to say that he could not send the military into these states and so forth. And yet he's making that order on national TV with millions of people watching. So, I'm fearful of where this is going. I don't know why there is cooperation so far on some level, but the orders are coming straight from Donald Trump. That's a federal official. And, we're going to be exploring our legal options to the extent we have any to see if there's a way to stop this if we can't convince through persuasive arguments for the governor and whoever else is in this decision-making chain to back down.
Can I ask you quickly, are you in conversation? Are you collaborating right now with Mayor Paul Young?
Oh, absolutely. And I think Mayor Young is doing an excellent job. I think he has a few considerations, like how do you coordinate and keep things stable with the Memphis Police Department and those who may who come to our town and not necessarily follow some of our rules and not necessarily trained on how to interact with the folks that we have who are resident here. And so I think he's doing a great job of navigating a lot of different kinds of demands. But yeah, we're in close communication as we always are. City, county work hand in hand. But what we really need is to make sure that our voices are heard by Donald Trump. And this is just not the America we want. We want to go back to a time when Americans were free, prior to Inauguration Day, prior to Liberation Day, and prior to the takeover and occupation of California and D.C. We want to go back to when America was free.
All right, Shelby County Mayor Lee Harris, thank you so much, sir. Greatly appreciate having you on the show this evening.